Pool, Loz or GONE.BUSH, depends where you know me from, and a Nissan Patrol TD42 coil cab. Yo!
Hit it! Hit it!
With family, I got to travel a lot of Australia growing up with my parents. They're addicted to it as well. So they're in a cruiser right now in WA, doing their own thing. So I guess it was just natural, it was bred into me. There was nothing else I was gonna do. My first four-wheel drive was a Suzuki Vitara, and that was my first car too. Dad always had Nissans, so then I moved into a Navara. You know, it started getting me out there really good, but it wasn't a serious enough four-wheel drive for the tougher tracks. So it was like, well, the next step up from that's a Patrol, and then it just went from there. This is my fourth TD now. I lost a couple due to some unfortunate circumstances, but I'd say this one's gonna be here for a while. We always had them when I was growing up. I just wanted Nissans. There's nothing wrong with Toyotas. I like them, but I couldn't imagine driving anything else but a Nissan. And the TD, being the mechanical motor that it is, like, I'm not a mechanic, but I can pretty much work on it. It's just so simple, and I open the bonnet and everything's there that I need. Not too much wiring. For me, that's how you get reliability when you're doing any remote travel.
Yeah. Hit it! Hit it! Make it run up.
I was with Jackson over here and a few other mates. We're in the Blue Mountains having a camp, and I remember the conversation exactly, and I sort of said, I want to create an Instagram account to put all these photos up, because I'm not a photographer, but I just like taking photos of the car and the tracks and where we're camping and all the rest. And I just had way too many to flood my personal account. So I said GONE.BUSH, and I actually remember the boys going, nah, that's shit. What about this? And I was like, yeah, I'm not necessarily a fan of GONE.BUSH either, but no one would say anything that I liked more. And then I was a bit too toey, couldn't wait. So I just started GONE.BUSH and yeah, threw up some photos. Social media is a funny thing. It's opened up a whole new circle. I've met a lot of really good mates or extended relationships with some of my best mates who I've always, gone away with anyway. As far as what it's done for me, like, it's really opened up, like, the community's really opened up to what I'm doing, and I wasn't doing it to do anything on Instagram. It was just uploading photos, and they're still 90% iPhone photos, so there's nothing special going on here. But yeah, the gratification's probably one of the biggest things. Like, I'm just lucky, oh, hey pup, that people are enjoying it, because I'm only doing what I'm doing. Like, I'm not taking a photo of my car in a car park, I'm literally out, and that's 90% of weekends. Well, everyone knows Barney's a legend, and if you haven't met Barney and you've seen him on four-wheel drive action episodes and you've seen how crazy and ridiculous he is, he's actually exactly the same in person. So when he gave me a call one day and said, oh, we're going to do this episode in the Wattigans and around Newcastle and Redhead, and Az is involved, and do you want to come along? I had plans and I cancelled them because I wasn't missing out. Yeah, and it's been awesome. So it's only the beginning of that too. We've got a few more trips with Barney lined up. We're going to get into Lithgow some stage when we can all find the time. Kenilworth as well, Kenilworth. So they're lined up with Barney, and then GONE.BUSH. What am I doing? Don't know. Camping. I don't know. I've got nothing major planned, but I'll be away most weekends. So yeah, yep. Another pretty easy one. Everything that I do is because I genuinely love it. So any brands, you talk about selling out, like whether it be Crash Pad or Legendex or Dun & Watson, I love their gear. I'm not trying to promote something because somebody's asked me to promote it. I love their gear, and I would be running it whether they were helping me out or not. Favorite off-roading mob would be the Superflex arms, the Superior Engineering. Compared to having factory radius arms on a Patrol, like, the difference is just, if you go from one to the other, it blows your mind. Off-roading, getting flex in the front, because you get flex in the rear anyway. Favorite camping mod, that tilt slide. I love that tilt slide. Hey, I'm not a short ass. I'm still like 5'10", but when you got a tray set up that's as high as mine, like, it helps a lot. Yeah, WA is the spot to be. It's got everything. Actually, there's a hint for you. I'll be over there next year for a long time. So there's a big trip planned over there next year. Wheels, I've got Walker Evans beadlocks. They are beefy, I love them. I think one of the things I love about them the most is that they're not a really common beadlock. You don't see them around much. Got the X-Comp Grappler Muddies, super aggressive. The look just is sick. 4-inch lift, so Dobinson coils and Fox shocks. That's what I've had on the last 3 patrols, and they just work for me. They work so well. And then every arm's Superior, and I love Superior. Yeah, so just the ARB deluxe bar. We've custom fit the high mount into it. It does run a high mount, but there's been a fair bit of work to make that happen. Obviously the spotties and the light bar on the roof. Changed all my headlights over to LED. That's a cracking mod for anyone. It's a couple $100. The tray was built by the bloke before me that owned this car. It's solid as. And then the canopy setup was obviously built for a rooftop, but keep watching, maybe even by the time this is edited, there'll be a new canopy on the back. So we're going fully custom, jack off, very similar look to what's happening now. It's not going to be any different look, but there's going to be a lot of cool things happening with it. All alloy. I got water on board, obviously, 70 litres of water. I got air on board as well, so I've got air points, 4 air points, compressor switch in the engine bay. So I'm pretty much like, I got a shower in the engine bay as well. So I'm pretty much self-sufficient for touring. Yeah, it's not just a 4B. Obviously I'm filming this in Melbourne, and obviously I'm from Coffs Harbour, so I'm a long way from home. I didn't come here just for an interview. Me and Jackson, I'm sure everyone who follows the page knows who Jackson is, doing a loop. So we went out and done a bit of Western New South Wales, done a whole bunch through South Australia. We ended up down at Robe, done the beaches down there, coming back through Vic now, and we're going to head up into the high country for a week. And it's a polar low at the moment, so it's going to be interesting because this is freezing for me right now. But yeah, we try and do a decent trip every year, at least 2 weeks. So we've done a really good one last year as well, and we're talking Tassie for next year. If I can get away for 2 weeks sort of every year, then that gives me my touring fix, and then just get away on weekends other than that, just to keep me sane. I think my dream would be put a 6BT in a patrol. Again, mechanical motor, very similar to the TD, I guess, in a lot of ways. I should still be able to work on it. More so just for the power, but easy power. I know you can get power out of TDs, but I guess it's easy power, the engine won't work as hard. So that's probably something that I definitely want to do in the future, whether it's with this or buying something newer and doing the engine swap. So I've got a more modern patrol. But yeah, either way, I don't have any plans for like a long time to not be running a Nissan patrol. I'm pretty fortunate, my old man's pretty switched on. So I guess from the start, it was be able to take care of yourself because no one else can. I'm super confident we could be remote and some stuff could go wrong, and I'm always going to be able to get out of there. Look, since let's say the socials have taken off, it makes me a bit nervous sometimes because I don't ever want to be, like I didn't do it for that. I never even did it to put my face in front of it, to be honest, at the start. So it makes me a bit nervous to think that like there's going to be negatives out there, which there is. I see negatives, not often, but I do get negatives, negative things said towards me and that on the page, but it's very uncommon. Everything I do is genuinely because I just froth it. Like I'm so passionate about going away every weekend, camping as much as I can. If I'm not away, it's only because I'm fixing my car, which happens often because it's a Nissan. But no, like, yeah, I just don't want it to change me at all. I don't think it will. Definitely don't think it has, and hopefully the Instagram keeps pumping because I get so many like positives out of it. Hey, like so many people message me just frothing that I'm frothing, like just happy that, oh yeah, I saw you the other day, car looks sick, and that makes me happy because like these people are genuinely interested in the same stuff, and all I'm doing is giving them something to smile about as well, or where was that camp, or where can we go if we're in this area in New South Wales. Yeah, I love that, like I'm having a positive impact on a lot of people, so hopefully that just keeps running the way it is. If I'm going to thank anyone, first of all, it's like my family for getting me into it, and then it's all like my best mates for getting around it as well, because when I got back into it hard, it was because we all got into it hard, you know, like let's go camping, yeah righto, and then that's where like the passion kicked off again. So definitely like your mates are first and foremost, I think, for that. Yeah, there's a lot of other people, like I mean Barney, legend, you know, there's people like that I could thank all day, Brett from Crash Pad and the boys at all these other companies that help us out, so. But yeah, no, it starts with your mates.